New for you this morning, it looks like 300 more jobs could be on the way to the Duke City soon. Last night, the Bernalillo County Commission approved more than $10 million in incentives for Lowe's. That'll help the home improvement store expand this call center that recently opened here on Jefferson Northeast. And those 300 jobs, they're on top of the 600 jobs Lowe's has already announced.
We have learned that over 100 people may soon be out of work in Albuquerque. Cardinal Health, a medical distributor, is laying off 150 workers at its Albuquerque location off of Jefferson and Osuna. Most of those jobs are being contracted out to Xerox. The rest will be moved to the company's headquarters in Ohio. Employees are being offered severance packages as well as help in finding other jobs.
All right, let's get back to the good jobs news this morning. We're now getting closer to the time when lots of stores hire extra workers for the holidays. And this year we have learned they're set to hire more workers than normal, which means more jobs for you. News 13's David Romero is live at Coronado Center. And David, this is where a lot of those jobs are going to be, right?
A big chunk of them, Matt, and of course the numbers are up nationally as far as those seasonal jobs and the availability of them. With a lot of the local retailers we spoke with yesterday, they say the potential for those numbers to be high here are just as good as well. Now, in a recent national survey by management consulting firm Hay Group, they say that 50% of retailers plan to hire the same number of workers that they had last holiday season. 36% are planning on hiring even more. Here in New Mexico, we spoke with a number of retail shops, and some of them say they expect to have big numbers coming up this holiday season. Kohl's near Cottonwood says they plan to hire anywhere from 50 to 60 additional employees during the upcoming months. They also say that they have been hiring throughout the year. Now, all the retailers combined at Coronado say they could take on around 2,000 extra employees. Of course, it is not only critical to get money to spend during the holiday months, but some of these jobs can turn into permanent employment later on down the line.
I have been looking for a job for a while, but I haven't been able to find anything because the economy hasn't been too good and they don't really hand out jobs to people as young as me for nothing.
And of course, a lot of the retailers say they don't have a lot of hard numbers as to how many jobs they're going to be having posted, but they want everybody, if you're interested, to check in soon because they say that they're going to start filling up fast. Matt, back to you.
Yeah, David, thanks for the information. In fact, a lot of those stores will do their hiring by the end of next month. And don't forget, you can apply both online and in person. Elizabeth.
The New Mexico State University Board of Regents has put President Barbara Couture on leave. The university isn't saying why, but highly placed sources tell News 13 that the leave is not voluntary. Couture has been president less than 3 years. She earns $385,000 a year. The Las Cruces Sun News reports that she has been under fire because the Aggies have not been able to find a conference for their sports teams and because of her role in a community college nursing program that has lost its accreditation.
This Saturday, you should see a lot more police around University Stadium at the big Lobo football game against Boise State. It's all because a woman who was in the stands at the Lobo Aggie game last weekend down in Las Cruces got hit in the leg with a stray bullet. UNM says its officers usually start to leave after the game starts, but now will stick around until well after the game ends. It's something a lot of students seem to like.
I think that by having more police presence, there's a much less of a chance of that actually happening because people actually think of the consequences rather than just go crazy and shoot.
I feel a little more secure, I guess, and more at ease.
That woman who got hurt at the game last weekend is okay, and right now police have no idea who shot her. It has been 3 months since a Larry Barker investigation exposed a police chief here in New Mexico who couldn't even carry a real gun. And now that chief, well, he's chief no more. Vaughn's mayor tells us Police Chief Chris Armijo here stepped down last night, but mayor couldn't tell us exactly why. As Mr. Barker showed you back in June, Armijo had to carry this fake gun because he's a convicted felon for not paying his child support in Texas. Armijo was also arrested a couple of months ago, accused of selling a police rifle and pocketing the cash. The town has only one other police officer, and he's been convicted of domestic violence, and that means he can't carry a real gun either.
A 12-year-old boy is recovering right now after being mauled by a pack of German Shepherds. It happened Sunday night in the southern New Mexico town of Chaparral. That is near Texas. Now, witnesses say the boy was walking home from a friend's house when the 5 dogs attacked him. He is in the hospital, we're told, in stable condition. 4 of the dogs have been caught. Charges are pending against the owner. Federal aviation investigators will be back out at Double Eagle Airport this morning looking into how an experimental home-built plane was blown off the runway. Officials say the plane tried 3 times to make a fuel stop yesterday morning. On the 3rd attempt, a gust of wind pushed the plane into a safety area. The pilot was the only one on board. He was not injured.
A woman who police say did not have a driver's license when she hit and badly hurt a young girl in Albuquerque should be sentenced later today. Mallory Chavez pled no contest to causing great bodily harm by vehicle last week. She ran into little Kaylin Ford on a street in the South Valley about 3 years ago. Chavez did not have a license because she kept failing the driver's test.
This morning, we have learned that former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson is suing the federal government to try to win his spot in the upcoming presidential debates. Johnson is running for president as a libertarian. He argues that the private commission on presidential debates and the Democrat and the Republican parties are unfairly blocking him from participating in the debates. While Johnson's name will still appear on the November ballot in at least 47 states, he falls way short in the polls.